welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena we are checking out a deck I call Anarchy Machine. This is a Jund aggro deck that's mostly red, and it uses Dreadhorde Arcanist as a key card. This new card is a 1 red 1/3 trample zombie wizard rare, and whenever it attacks you may cast target instant or sorcery card with converted mana cost less than or equal to Dreadhorde Arcanist's power from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that card would be put into your graveyard this turn, exile it instead. So when you read this card, it's hard to really fathom how crazy this gets, but basically because the casting cost has to be equal to or less than the power of the Arcanist, suddenly you want pump spells in your deck, and I have a good amount of those ready to go. One of them is Collision Colossus, which, giving this a 5 power, means it can flash back pretty much any card you want to, including, then you think about it for a second, another Collision Colossus. Yes, on turn 3, we can attack with Dreadhorde Arcanist, cast Collision Colossus to give it 5 power, then flash back Collision Colossus, or Colossus, I guess I should say, to give it 9 attacking, trampling power and 11 toughness on turn 3. To add to it, you don't just have to flash back pump spells. You can flash back Duress and double Duress your opponent while also making sure they don't have a removal spell for your Anarchist. You can flash back a Giant Growth, or you can double Thud, which personal shenanigans afoot here. We also have 2 Shocks and 3 Lightning Strikes because you can flash back some removal, and we have 4 Samut Sprint, which actually plays a pretty big part in the deck. Being able to give your Krenko haste or your Arcanist haste is a big deal for recovering from sweepers or removal spells. And pumping the Dreadhorde Butcher isn't bad either. This is another card with A, sweet artwork, and B, sweet abilities. Red and a black for a 1/1 haste zombie warrior rare. When it deals combat damage to a player or a planeswalker, put a +1/+1 counter on it. When it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. So being able to pump it up means that when it dies, it can do a lot more. So whether it's trading in combat, giving it a sort of trample and trade effect, or whether you're thudding it after combat, the Samut Sprint actually works with it, even though the haste is redundant. Similar to another card that stands out a little now is Gruul Spellbreaker. And the big reason this card is in the deck is A, haste, comes down after the opponent deals with your other threats to deal some damage, and B, as long as it's your turn, you and Gruul Spellbreaker have hexproof. That hexproof means it is safe to cast your pump spells on. Against decks full of removal, this card is a godsend because you get to unload using your pump spells and not be afraid of what your opponent might be up to. Another card in here is Krenko. This is another new card, and whenever Krenko attacks, put a counter on it and create a number of 1/1 counters equal to the power. So if before that trigger goes off we were to cast Collision, suddenly we have 6 goblins, a little army in a can. And we have Runaway Steamkin. I was nervous about adding this card, especially with some cards that are not red, but since it's a mostly red deck, the card usually goes off, and it still goes off extremely hard. The opponents do have to remove it, and what I wanted in the deck more than anything else was another turn 2 creature that they had to kill. So even if they're a deck with removal, they just run out of removal, and they're left dealing with things like Steamkin, Arcanist, these things that just do endless stuff. And of course, 2 Experimental Frenzies, because at the end of the day, we have a really low mana curve, and we do need a way to beat the control decks if they deal with our threats. So there's a Frenzy. The mana is, of course, a super expensive mana vase. If you're going to Jund, though, I think you have to be rolling with something like this. So I've introduced the Anarchy Machine. Let's go create some Anarchy and hopefully show you some pretty wacky games. Okay, this hand actually has a pump spell and a Dreadhorde Arcanist, so already we're off to the races. It's got the right mana. We've got Steamkin and Spellbreaker. This is a keep all the way. I like to lead on the Runaway Steamkin. It's also important to note that when you cast a card with Dreadhorde Arcanist, it does say cast it without paying the mana cost. And what that means is it triggers your Steamkin. So hopefully we'll see that interaction in a hot second here. Runaway Steamkin to the battlefield. Our opponent opens on a Llanowar Elf and a Legion Warboss. Well, sweet curve from our opponent so far. Let's see if we can do them a little better. Here's the Arcanist. Play the land. Let's sprint the Arcanist. We want to get another pump spell on top of our deck. I don't think Duress is it. Duress is a card we could double cast with Arcanist, but I want more pump spells with this hand. Another sprint would be ideal. All right, let's attack with both. Let's bring back the Samut Sprint. Let's put it on the Trampler. And a Lightning Strike is actually really ideal, except for the fact we can't cast it back with the Arcanist without pumping the Arcanist. So this is a complicated one. Oh, well, message sent and delivered as we attack for, what would that be, 12 on turn 3? The opponent says, no thank you. Okay, no dice there. That was a quick one. We're on the draw. We don't have green mana for the Giant Growth, but if we draw one, this hand is electric, so all I gotta do is top deck one of those 12 green sources in the deck, like a boss. Yeah! Oh, like a boss. That was to the tune of Like a Rock, a song by Bob Seger. Now I'm explaining the references. It's no good anymore. I'm sorry, I'm done. So, I believe we will kick it with the... So, we don't have a way to give the Arcanist haste. We don't have a sprint, so I think that this is the better play. The sad thing is if it gets removed, it's kind of a tragedy. And I can't really block this anyway, but it's just a 2/2 first striker, so I'm not scared of it at this point. Let's play the Steamkin. If the opponent has a removal spell, Steamkin always eats it, and eats it quickly, and if they don't, Steamkin gets huge and incredible. Yep, there's a removal spell. Now next turn we can play Arcanist and protect it with Giant Growth, making that 3 toughness a freaking mountain to climb. We could also play the Kingpin, which is very tempting, but I like to get the Arcanist going. This card just hits for so much damage so fast. Your go. Giant Growth ready to defend. Well, they'll have to target it or pump it, which could lead to quite the blowout. But what if they have another Lava Coil? I'll just take the damage. There's no reason to try to ambush Viper this when they could respond with another removal spell and take away the best card in my deck. There we go. All right, big turn coming. Ooh, the Lightning Strike. So I can kill both of my opponent's creatures, which could be pretty fun. I could also add more things to the board. I think just wiping their board here is really good, but look how much damage I can also deal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That'll put the opponent at 8. God, this is gross. But I like killing their creatures this turn and continuing to prepare my out-of-nowhere shenanigans. So let's... Well, actually, it's the most mana efficient play is to use the Collision Colossus. So let's Colossus the Arcanist. Let's Lightning Strike the Stalwart. Let's all attack. And let's bring back the Collision Colossus. And let's hit for 9 here. And we'll save the Lightning Strike to kill the opponent's creature next turn if our Arcanist lives. Danitha's here. The opponent keeps on attacking. They're still getting in there. They're not running away. So here's the Giant Growth on the Arcanist, because we want to make sure that we flash back the Lightning Strike or something of that nature. Let's pay 2 life. Play this with haste. Turn them sideways. They both have trample, and that's 7. I could get it to 10 by bringing back Giant Growth, but I like bringing back the Lightning Strike for the lifelinker instead, in case the opponent goes with some crafty trick. They could definitely have a way to pump this in some way and gain a bunch of life. Paladin of Atonement joins the field. Fanatical Firebrand. Yeah, that will. So that's the trick the opponent had with the Stalwart the whole time. So what I can do here is bring back Giant Growth, which will be a big pain. So let's do it. Don't know quite how the opponent to survive this is going to have to throw away a lot of stuff. It's 7 trample. They can survive at 1 life if they block with everything, and then they go up to 2 life when the paladin dies. Unless they don't quite know how trample works. Oh, come on, opponent. Say it ain't so. Say you know how the tramples work. They could block... Okay, so they could put the Stalwart over here, do the first strike damage, and then sack the Firebrand and go to 4, and that would work. They missed that play, though, as well. Oh, well. Wrap that one up. It certainly showed what the Arcanist can do. Okay, we have the Duress into Arcanist combo, which is pretty sweet. We can definitely go with this. It's too bad we're on the draw. This is a deck that wants to be on the play a lot. Like, a lot. And our opponent opens up with blue mana. Let's see if we can tear this hand apart. We're looking for anything that interacts with the Arcanist. Oh my. Well, I guess I'll take all the things that are early, since their hand is a little slow. Maybe we can get at them quickly. And do I play... Yeah, I think having the Duress available again very, very soon, but next turn they play their 3rd land. Actually, this is more damage. So we play this, then we play this the next turn, then we use the Duress. Okay. It's a plan. We've made a plan. Now, unfortunately, Duress won't pump the Steamkin. It's one of the only cards in the deck that doesn't. Get this online so that we have the Duress next turn before... Really? All right. Top deck wrecked, my friends. How obnoxious. When they draw perfect. Ugh. Now let's see if they drew something to use with this Wilderness Reclamation, if they're that perfect at Magic. So getting another Steamkin going is interesting, so is Spell Breaking and just getting the damage through. I feel like I should get the Steamkin going, though. I feel like we want to get as much pluses from all of these Steamkins as we can. Alright, they didn't draw something to go with their Reclamation. So Vivian Reed can't hit anything here. Let's see if they have anything else to do with their mana. They have a Baby Crassus. Alright. And go. So now, Gruul Spellbreaker. Let's give it haste. Too many lands. What a flood. What a lame flood we've got going here. I'm gonna tilt if this is another counterspell. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? Alright. Alrighty then. Let's run away steamy on them. If we draw a Colossus, though, that's going to be really good. Here's Vivian going off. Let's see if the opponent hits a Frilled Mystic or something like that to just draw the instant scoops out of me. To just draw the ragey, salty scoops. Kefnet. Okay, that can't be played at instant speed, so that doesn't take advantage of the Reclamation. Here's an Anarchist. Oh my god, are you kidding me right now? Okay, Growth Spiral. If that were another counterspell, I might have lost my stuff, everybody. I might not have been able to take it. Alright, to the Dome. Our opponent takes it, and they're at 5. That brings them to 1? Alright. I'm gonna say go. Because if the opponent is on Fog Plan or something like that, we can still get the Thud. We can still draw a Pump Spell and use the Thud to get the lethal through. So putting them at 1 could be a big mistake. Here's the Kefs. Here's a Growth Spiral. They should have done that on their turn, though, to trigger the Kefnet, because it's the first card you draw each turn, not every card you draw. And they might have been able to copy something. Oh, God. All right. Well, we can replay the Thud now with the Arcanist. YOLO. Is it another counter? Are you freaking kidding me? All right, well, if we attack with both, we can now thud our opponent to 1, and then they block and kill the Arcanist, which is not what we're looking for. I couldn't be much more tilted, but I think I have to wait. I think waiting is wise. We just need to draw another damage. We've flooded out. Our opponent's drawn perfectly, and we still have a chance. Oh, God. What the hell? This is such a tilt. This is as tilted as I think I've been playing Magic in a really long time. This is absurd.
No one knows the wilds like I do.
All right. How many counters did you take? I think they played it during their draw step. Oh yeah, because they copied it, but they have another one. I just need like a pump or a burn spell gives me a chance. This is so obnoxious. I mean, I hope you guys who have watched me for a few months know I do not usually get tilt salted easily. This might be the most ridiculous sequence of events. All right. Well. Haste. That's not a counter spell. The thud won't do it though. It's not enough damage. It's not enough damage. We could hope the opponent blocks wrong. I guess that's the only trick I've got left. I'll also can just go for this duress. Let's just see that hand. Oh my god. Yep. Ah! Ah! It even disconnected from the server. God. All right, tilt of tilts right there, my friends. Get me the hell out of that game. All right, I'll give this hand a try. Doesn't look amazing. We don't have a green source for the Colossus, which is a big problem, or the Spellbreaker. We're on the draw, but I can't really shuffle away the best card in the deck. And even if we just draw the wrong lands, Frenzy might be able to guess to the right ones. I don't know. We'll try it. See where it goes. Cruel Gilgate. Hey, we drew a Dreadhorde Butcher. It's a pretty good draw. Can take some of the pressure off of our Arcanist, and it looks like our opponent wants to play the Gates deck. Let's get the Butcher rolling, but the plan is definitely to duress next turn and try to take away the Gates Ablaze or whatever else is going on. This thing can scale up pretty fast, too. The opponent with the Plaza of Harmony on time, and the Gatebreaker Ram. Perfect. Perfect draw so far. Alright, how do we deal? Let's see if we can... Let's see, if we collision this, it goes over the top of the Ram, and the opponent takes 6, 7, 8, and we duress them. It's pretty good. But let's see what they do first if I attack. Because right now the Dreadhorde Butcher does trade for the Ram. We could just do it that way. Nice and easy. Yeah, they're gonna take the damage, okay? So what I like here is a duress into an Arcanist. So there's an Expansion Explosion, which is good when they have a lot of mana. There's a Domri, which makes no sense to me of any kind, but I guess it's there instead of Rhythm of the Wilds. They usually don't have enough creature density. There's a Hydroid Crassus I can't take, but clearly we're taking Gates Ablaze here. Now we have to watch out for that Expansion Explosion on the way down, copying something like a Lightning Strike or a Collision Colossus. Or even the Duress if I bring it back with the Arcanist. So we'll have to keep that in mind. Yep, my team is ready this turn. And there's a Growth Spiral. Okay, the opponent took down the Expansion Shields to go for a main phase Growth Spiral. And now they're getting in there for more damage, which is a pretty good reason. But now we're going to hit them really hard. I mean, absurdly hard. Colossus right there. And all in. What are we bringing back? Duress could take out the expansion explosion, which would be a pretty interesting take. But Collision Colossus, I think I'm just trying to push the damage, and I mean hard. So, let's see. We can go here. Right now it's trading with the Gatebreaker Ram anyway, so let's go here and let the opponent have that, make the opponent take that trade. And this gets all the damage in. Yep, suck it up. And we can go kill your ram. And because we don't want our opponent to be able to expansion this later, let's go ahead and lightning strike their face. Well, no, we don't have to, because they're going to play, what they're going to do is play the Crassus. And when they play the Crassus, we can lightning strike it out of the way so that the Arcanist can keep attacking and duress away the expansion explosion or the Domri. So things are going all right. Opponent will play their Crassus, will lightning strike it, will attack with Dreadhorde, Arcanist, and duress. Nope. They're going to play the Domri. Weird. Let's see what they do with it. I was thinking about them making mana, but they're going to make mana here, but that will clear when we pass the phase. Pretty ambitious to go for that Domri here when they could just be dead on board. I'll go face then. And they're not dead on board. My draw was not good enough. That Crassus is going to be a beating. But maybe Frenzy can save us. Let's give this haste. Let's turn these sideways. Bring back the duress. Take away their expansion explosion. It's all up to Crassus now. Thinking, but they probably have to add up their mana. Right now it's a 5-power Crassus with the Domri. Probably the best draw on their deck is a Plaza of Harmony before they play the Crassus. Get an even better life buffer and another card. Okay. They are really gutsy. Like, really gutsy. Are you going to play the Crassus too? It could matter. No, they are slow rolling it. And look at my draw. All right. Well, I'm almost dead. I need to hit a pump spell. I need to hit some kind of way to build this up, so I think I play the land. And I want to make sure I leave a red and a green available. Opponent says good game. And they're spamming good game. So I can get them to 1, but then they can basically give the riot and get me. So this game is actually over. I need to have the Spellbreaker to block the Colossus, so I'll pass the turn. It's not quite over. Remember, Gate Colossus can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less, so we can't attack here. I wonder if the good games were attempting to bait me into the attack. Oh, Frenzy, don't fail me now. I'll get 1 turn of shenanigans with you. All right. I mean, I think it's clear that you play the largest Hydroid Crassus that you can. I think that's clear. I don't know what they just drew.
This ain't gonna be one of those quiet riots.
But it seems pretty clear to me. They're fiddling around. They finally deploy the Crassus. They only draw 2 cards from it. It does have 6 power, though, thanks to Domri. And now it's all up to my Frenzy. And the opponent doesn't attack. They let me keep my Spellbreaker. There's Collision Colossus. That can kill the Hydroid Crassus, or it can pump the Dreadhorde Arcanist and then kill the Hydroid Crassus. Alright, Colossus. We target here first so that we can bring it back. There's a runaway Steamkin. There's a land. This is huge. No! Alright. We still have to be able to block the Gatebreaker. So I have to bring this back, pump it to the moon, and then the opponent has to block it. What would they rather block it with? If I attack with a Spellbreaker, though, it's too easy, right? I could also bring back the Lightning Strike, put my opponent at 3, but then they just block. It's not good enough. So yeah, we need to bring back the Collision, play the flying part, kill this, pump the Steamkin. The opponent gets to eat the Anarchist. I guess I should have attacked... No, if I attack with both, they can attack me. Well, then I go to 1. Ugh. That's so tough. I guess if I attack with this, I get 3 damage in on my opponent, and then a Lightning Strike is lethal, and I take the counterattack and go to 1.
Oh, you're gonna hurt when this is through.
But it also means I'm just dead to any creature from out of the Domri, which Domri is rioting right now. And it's another Crassus, and our opponent left a mana open this time. That's interesting. They could have drawn one more card, gained 1 more life. We get 1 more shot, but we don't have the Arcanist anymore, which is a big problem. Let's pump the Trampler. Not another land, come on. Alright, Krenko. We need a Samut Sprint for sure. Duress. There's a Mass Manipulation, we'll take that away. There's a Lightning Strike on top of the deck. I mean, how does this work? If the opponent blocks super poorly, can I sneak this out? I don't think so. I think I go Dome because I have Runaway Steamkin mana. And there's a Sprint. Are you kidding me right now? Sprint on the Krenko. Are we gonna somehow get there? We don't have black mana for this Butcher. We have to scry it to the bottom. Another Lightning Strike or a Shock, please. Ah. Okay. So we still have to block something. Our opponent's at F5. They have to block the Spellbreaker, but they can just eat it with the Colossus. So the block over here will make 3 1/1s, but then we can't... There's nothing we can do to block the Colossus and the Hydroid Crassus on the way back. I think it's over. I need to save this. I guess I should just make the tokens. That's what I should do. I should suicide this to make the tokens. To go wider. Alright. What can you do, opponent? What can you do? Can they top deck a card to clinch the game? All they have to do is kill the Spellbreaker. They made an ultimate. Oh no! That's so much life. No, they top decked Arcway Angel? Are you kidding me right now? Oh, I haven't had it today. Oh no! And then the game crashed. Reboot. Reboot. I have had really bad luck today, my friends. I'm probably going to upload this video regardless because I'm trying to make all these videos to play over the weekend while I'm gone, and I only have like another hour to even record these things, but I just haven't been... I've been getting so trounced on. At least it's a good game. At least it's not like Mana Screw or Mana Flood. But I've had some of those too that probably won't get shared. All right.
Oh, I look forward to seeing you running away.
Okay. And of course it's land, land, land. All right, here we go again. Here we go again. At this point, I think I just need to play everything with haste. Let's leave a green open or green-black. I don't know. How many... It actually can be an issue with how many greens we have left. All right. We're living on the edge. A land and it's definitely over. A sprint. Okay. What craziness can come next? Let's give this haste. I mean, we can cast it. Should I keep it just because we can cast it? Or should I go for something better? We have no more red floating. Again, if we see a land, it's over. Well, no, because we can sprint, cycle. We can cast sprint again and cycle it. Okay, let's keep it. All right, let's keep a green, red available. Oh no, there's the land. All right. I can't survive any longer, I don't think. So, I mean, in there, this should go in there. It's got 3, which means it can get back a lightning strike, a giant growth, another sprint, which can put another card on the bottom potentially. I guess we'll send you. Just since we might still be able to go off with a flurry of pump spells, let's just send it all. Let's YOLO this. And what do we get back? We get back the sprint because we need to scry. And we want to put it on a trampler? Indeed. Hold on. If I hit cancel, do I get to choose again? Hold on. Yeah. So, okay, I wanted to make mana, but I can't. I can't now. All right. Put this here. Land to the bottom, please. Another Arcanist probably won't do it. And now we're going to be out of mana because I didn't make that mana. But I guess it doesn't matter. It was an effort. As we say on my Twitch sometimes, it was a G. A game happened. But we still got gated when all's said and done. Just Domri gated. I'm trying to let them finish me off. I think they're going to showboat, but maybe they'll do something fun. Okay, feels bad. I mean, why? Now you're just... Don't do this, guys. Just attack. There's no reason to show people what was in your hand. I still had all these types. Are just rude in my book. Finish the game. No blocks. Good effort. Was not in the cards for us this time. Also, gosh, I've taken some tough defeats in this one, but I think I kind of showed what the deck does. The first 2 games were really quick, the second 2 were massive beatings, but we're still going to have to call it for the day because I got to get going. Maybe you can improve the deck somewhat. Let me know what you do with it in the comments. It is a lot of fun to play. I will give it that. A lot of fun to play. Thank you for watching this video, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, or leave a comment. You can also support the channel on Patreon for special perks. Links are in the description. Our sponsors are HauntedFlower.com and FlipsideGaming.com. Haunted Flower sells officially licensed MTG apparel and accessories, and Flipside Gaming sells MTG cards and supplies. You can save 10% on either site with the promo code CGB, and it supports the channel at the same time. See you next time for another day in the arena. For now, it's me, it's CGB, signing out.